Evergreen State is in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. It's in Olympia, Washington, which is the capital of the state. The reason we talk about it is, I have some roots in the Northwest, and my wife also does. She's from Southern California, but she spent a lot of her 20s and 30s in the Northwest. We met in Portland and lived there for a few years. And we both know several people as well who went there. I don't have anyone in my family, but a lot of coworkers from when I lived in Portland most recently who went there and had a lot of stories about it. So I have a lot of anecdotal things I could share, but Evergreen it always kind of makes me smile. It's just a really unique place that loves what it is. It's very proud to be different and wears its kind of experimentalism, non-mainstream, non-conformist sort of nature, really on its sleeve. And I like that about it. I kind of have always sort of related it in a way to Reed College in Portland, although they're very different. I just think of them both as having that sort of similar non-conformist spirit. However, where Reed is pretty selective and academically rigorous. So I shouldn't say Evergreen State is not academically rigorous, but it's not selective at all. It's very easy to get into. It has a 98% acceptance rate, which means almost everyone who applies there gets accepted. They also do some really cool things to help students who have struggled in high school to get a second chance, which is they'll admit students with very low GPAs on basically a probationary basis and give you a chance to, sort of show that you want to be there and that you're serious about awesome. Getting an education. So you can get accepted with a very low GPA, take courses, really focus, do your best, and earn your place there essentially, and you can be admitted as a full student. So I think that's really cool about it. But yeah, so Evergreen State, it's one thing that's really unique about it is that it also really allows you to customize your education and what you want to study.
What is the classroom experience like?
Great question. Part of how it's unique is the fact that Evergreen State doesn't really offer specific courses in the normal way of, I'm a full-time college student. I'm taking 4 or 5 or 6 classes in a term, and they're all different subjects, and taken all together, they make up my various, requirements, either for my core classes or for my major. Evergreen State kind of combines it all into a big block or a big chunk. So you're still choosing your areas of interest and areas of focus. So it's not like a random thing where you just get whatever they throw at you. You still get to focus on what you want to learn, but instead of these individual specific classes, they're like kind of hybrid multidisciplinary programs, and so it's basically like your whole thing that you're doing in one term, which is on the quarter system there, is a program that could be 12 to 16 credits. So it's in that range of full-time, but it's combining different subjects with a sort of wider focus, so that you're using skills from, let's say, history and English, as well as science and maybe even language or social sciences. So it's all about finding connections between subjects and between topics, which is not for everyone, but I think for students who like that idea of how does everything fit together, or what are the connections between these different subjects that I'm learning, I think it can be nice because it brings more purpose to everything, rather than everything is its own little compartment and I'll never know how they fit together.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like I would really enjoy that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What similar question, and they probably also have an interesting name that's not majors, but what are the cool majors that they have at Evergreen?
Well, yeah, so there are, even though there's a lot of different subjects available, and even though at the same time it's all pretty multidisciplinary, they do have some areas that are just really, really great, really excellent because of either taking advantage of the area itself and learning from the kind of the surrounding environment, or just because the courses that they offer are especially strong and recommended. And so, for example, kind of like Prescott, environmental studies is a big one there. It's Evergreen State is in Olympia, but it's a little bit on the outskirts of town, and it's surrounded by forests. So it's very, very naturey, very outdoorsy. There are gardens on campus. There's a saltwater beach. There's just a lot of kind of ingrained resources in the campus itself, which is another thing that reminds me of Reed College, by the way. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of opportunities for hands-on learning, project-based learning for students in those environmental studies, sustainability, and some other nature related fields as well. They have a really good Native American and Indigenous studies program, and some really good ways of connecting with the community and the tribes that have called the region home for a long time. And they also have really good computer science program, and in the arts they excel as well: writing, visual arts, dance. And like a lot of those people I know, who the friends I have are former coworkers who went there. That is kind of the common theme, is they tend to be very creative people and tend to like the arts in some way, and tend to also value connection to the community.
Awesome.
As a parent, you want your child to go to college, but it can become really expensive. That's why I started Strive to Learn, and that's why we do college counseling. I was able to graduate debt-free from college, and as I was teaching myself how to do that and how to chase those scholarship opportunities, how to find the right college that would offer me an education that would be pretty close to free for me, I realized that I wanted to be able to share these skills with other families and students who are seeking the same thing. So I created a really strong team of amazing college admissions counselors. We help students throughout their junior and senior years to apply to college. And the best time really is to start on all of this in junior year. We as counselors need to get to know our students as well as possible, as in-depth as possible, so that we can help you craft an application that is truly unique to who you are, that will allow you to even get merit scholarships that you thought maybe would be out of your reach due to your GPA or your SAT or ACT scores. So the key to all of this is really building a strong list, which is what we use junior year for here at Strive to Learn. So if you want to learn more about what we do, why we do it, why on average each of our students of our 2021 graduating class got $191,000 of gift aid awarded, and why they got into, why 9 out of 10 of our students really got into their top college choices, then book a free consultation with us. Go to strivetolearn.com or give us a phone call at 949-873-6807 and we'll chat with you. We do a full-on free consultation on Zoom with you, the parent, as well as your child, to really get to know each other and see if we could be a good fit for you. That's really the key of everything, is being a good fit. Your college needs to be a good fit for you, and so does your counselor. So give us a chat and let us know if you'd like to hear more about that.